Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh. My name is Irfan from India, and I have a question to ask. How can a murid put forth his opinions or a thought that he has to his Shaykh with edep and good manners?
How? If you have edep and good manners, just use it. Edep is not just, and good manners, they're not really the same. Edep is not just smiling, asking nicely, saying please and thank you. Edep also means protocol. Edep, manners meaning what fits to the time. What fits to the time. There are some times it fits for you to pray. There are other times it doesn't fit for you to pray. Correct or no? You don't say, what do you mean it doesn't fit? There are times where it's forbidden for you to pray. Allah is saying this whole world is a masjid, is a jami for this nation, not for earlier nations. Earlier nations, can you believe it? Allah is not even accepting their prayers if it's not within the jami, their house of worship. It's not acceptable. But for the nation of the Prophet ﷺ, this whole world has made it clean as a jami. Yet, there are places where it's forbidden for you to pray. So adab is to know what is the protocol. So, you want to voice an opinion to your Shaykh? You can do anything you want. It's better not to say I'm voicing an opinion, because if you are murid to your Shaykh, you will gain more if you try to understand what the Shaykh is saying. If there are some questions that you have to open it more for you to understand more, that's different. But in this world especially, the way of tariqat is not the way of shariat. Meaning in shariat you argue back and forth. You ask for dalil. You ask for more proof and this and that. The way of tariqat is not like that. If you are still going back and forth with your shaykh like that, then you're not ready for this way. It doesn't mean that you cannot ask to clarify some things if you don't understand. And there are times when the shaykh will even push you and poke you to say, what do you think, this and that? That's different. If you ask me, would I voice my opinion to the shaykh? If the shaykh is not asking me, I'm not going to. I may have something inside, but that is not opinion, meaning that's not my point of view. Like Shaykh Efendi has point of view, I point. No, it's not that. I would look at how he is doing things and I say that is very interesting. Before he would ask me, I would do it differently, but he's putting it differently. So now I'm going to see how I fit into that way that he has shown. Not to say there's two complete different ways. And why I'm not seeing it like that. That's what I would do. Because as much as we are told to study ourselves, you have a shaykh, study your shaykh. That is important. So many times he's not even appearing there. He's just holding up a mirror. He's not appearing. He's holding up a mirror. Through that mirror you will understand yourself. So, but if he asks, for example, let's say, I have some chicken. You say, what's the best way to cook the chicken? And he asks like that. There's not opinion because he's asking. I say, I know how to do this. Yeah? Like that, that's completely different. People today, when they are, I have questioned, years I'm seeing this question, years. Shouldn't we say the khutbah in Arabic? If you don't recite in Arabic, it is haram. Shaykh, I love you, but you recite khutbah in English. Astaghfirullah. So years I'm getting this. Every year we're trying to answer properly. And If you think you are correct, then go your own way. I'm not here to argue. If you're really asking me, I say, look, I'm not the first one to recite the khutbah in another language, you know. They've been doing it for 1,500 years. It should be recited in Arabic. Yes, it should be recited. Did it specify it has to be 1 hour long? No. Do we not, in our khutbah, recite the khutbah in Arabic, but we recite it very short? Okay. Beyond that, what is the purpose of khutbah? Recite in Arabic, to show off your Arabic, that is what khutbah is? No, it is to give what advice to the whole community, what concerns that community. Very nice, you can do it in Arabic, but if nobody understands that, you're not reciting this for Allah. Allah doesn't need the khutbah. It's for the people. And if you're up there for the people to praise you, mashallah, listen to his lughat, listen to his nahu, listen to it, it's very beautiful, then you miss the point completely. So, but I say, it's up to you. If you think that I commit wrong things, then you're free to think that way. Then you say, no, because my Shaykh says this. I said, okay, then follow your Shaykh. I'm not following him. I'm following SahibulSaif, who's following Shaykh Malana, who's following 40 Grand Shaykhs of the Nakshibendi order. And I trust them more than anyone else or anything else. So be happy, whatever it is that you're following. This much is enough. Assalamu alaikum.